Um, for those who are new to my channel, um, I just wanted to let you know that before I share my whole traveling abroad experience, um, that I stutter. I'm not nervous. I'm not afraid. It's just how I've always spoke. Um, so if you have a lot of patience, then I'm sure you'll find this video interesting. And if you don't, then adios. Okay, so like an overview first. I have been living abroad for 19 months. I lived in Antalya, Turkey for 2 months. Then I lived in Egypt for 7 months. And now I'm here in the Republic of Georgia. It's right by Russia, Turkey, and Armenia. But I've been here for 10 months, almost 11 months. And it's been quite an adventure. Uh, my fiancé is Ukrainian Russian. So it's been an interesting life for sure. Okay, so now that you have that overview, I will now start from the very beginning, so you understand how I met my fiance, why I'm even abroad, and why for so long. Okay, so get your popcorn because this is going to be a long video, especially because of my speech. Though, I mean, right now I'm talking really fast because I'm excited. If only I was excited all the time, right? So just get ready, pause the video, get nice and comfy, and we'll start. Okay, so let's see. It's been so long. Okay, so in maybe like August of 2018, I went on a cruise with my extended family members, and we went over to Mexico, and so just a pause. Before I begin, during this time I was learning other languages. Now I went from Spanish to French to German to Swahili, but none of those languages were really catching my attention. Like I would do it, but it wasn't something I was passionate about. And the reason I was learning languages in the first place was because I realized that if I listened to another language's music for like the whole day, I'm able to speak easier. And so when I found that out, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to learn a language now. So anyways, I was on my language search even while I was on the cruise. So anyways, we had a waiter, and that waiter was from Serbia, and he had this thick Russian accent, and I just fell in love. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this guy. Like, I mean, he was a bit older than me, but his accent just, oh my gosh, it did something to me. And so I was like, okay, when I get home, I'm gonna learn Russian. And so that's what I did. And it had been sometime like maybe in November-ish now. And obviously I was on the cruise for months, but I don't remember the exact month that we went on the cruise, but it was sometime, must have been in October. Yeah, because okay, October. We went on the cruise. Then I began to learn Russian. And so one day I was looking through different Russian apps just to learn more, and then I found this one app where whatever language you wanted to learn, you could find a native speaker to teach you their language, and you could teach your language to them. It was pretty cool. And so I downloaded the app, and I was scrolling through the different people that were in Russia at the time, and I was like, hey, if I'm gonna learn a language from someone, I might as well find someone cute. Just being honest, and so I saw this guy's profile picture. I was like, he's kind of cute. But then I was like, I'll continue to scroll through, and then his profile picture showed up again. I was like, okay, if I run into this guy again, I'm gonna message him, and that's what happened. And so I messaged this guy, and I was like, hey, I'm trying to learn Russian. Would you be willing to teach me? And he's like, yeah, sure. And so we began to text, and then that following Friday, I dressed all nice because we were gonna Skype, and I didn't tell him about my speech, because I was like, well, if he's turned off by it, then whatever. But if he's not, then awesome, I don't feel a need that I had to explain about my stutter. And so that night for me was his morning, and we called each other, and it was like we were friends for years. Like we just clicked instantly, and we were just talking back and forth, It was really awesome. Like I never met anyone like that. Um, and he also didn't mention anything about my stutter either, which I thought was incredible. He was patient. He didn't say anything. So it's like awesome. And so then we ended the call, um, but we continued to text, and he would teach me how to read in Russian, but um, during like the beginning, my parents found out that I was talking to a foreigner, and like most conservative parents or families, they're more skeptical about foreigners, especially in Russia or Africa or different other countries. And so, anyways, my mom was not pleased. My mom was very mad at me, but I don't know. I felt I like I had to continue to talk with this guy, and so this one afternoon, me and my mom were out shopping, and we got on the topic of of this guy. I would like to say his name, but the internet. I don't. Okay, let's see. New name. It's gonna be a silly name, but call my fiancé Tarzan. He's awesome. So we were on the topic of Tarzan, and I was like, Mom, I really feel strongly that I have to continue to talk with him. And my mom's like, I don't know. And then I began to cry and beg my mom to let me continue. And so then my mom was like, okay, but only him. Only him. I was like, okay, Mom, that's fine with me. And then from then on, me and Tarzan would talk every day through Skype for hours too. It wasn't just like 30 minutes. It was we could have talked for multiple hours. But with the time zones, it was impossible. And so, little by little, we began to like each other a little bit more. And then that grew throughout the months. And then one night, he had told me that he loved me. And I was shocked. I was like, what? that's the first guy that has ever told me that. And then I said that I loved him back, and then he decided it was time to actually meet in person. So in May of 2018, and he flew from Russia to meet me in Arizona, and he was there for 10 days. It was incredible. It was the best 10 days of my life. And we did so many things together. And we went to Texas Roadhouse, In-N-Out, which he loves. He loves In-N-Out. He's so excited to go back. And then we went to the movies. I spilled all the popcorn. Then we had to get a new one. But the chairs were so comfortable and chill. It was like we were just in a house sitting on couches. It's really nice. And then we went to the aquarium, museum, and we also went shopping for my mission clothes. So those who don't know, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, aka Mormons. And I was going to go on my mission in June. So he was willing to buy like everything that I needed, which was amazing. And really a blessing. So then when it was time for him to go, we went to the airport and we said goodbye. But when he came to Arizona, that's when we began to date. And then I didn't see him in person again until November 2020. Yeah. So now in June I went and served a mission in Spokane, Washington, from June 2018 to January 2020. And during that time, I wasn't allowed to FaceTime him at all. And we were only able to email each other on Mondays. Though, as a missionary, Mondays are very busy. And so neither of us were really able to email each other a lot. And then my mission president found out about my relationship, and he had suggested for me to break things off, so that I could focus on serving others and sharing about Jesus Christ, and that was really hard for me because I loved Tarzan, but at the same time I went on a mission for a reason, and I was wanting to serve for all my life. So I prayed about it, and I decided to break things up with him. And at first it was really hard for both of us. But there were a lot of amazing things that happened in between. I've learned so much because of my mission. I really grew up, and now I wear dresses all the time because of it, which is fine. So yeah, we had a little pause because of the mission, but when I came back, I messaged him again, and we talked about what happened. I explained about my mission president and all the pressure that was on me to break things off with him. It was a confusing time. But anyways, he understood, and we began to talk every day again. And then I began to I go to school. So that was from January until May. I failed math, but I did good in all of my other classes. Then I think it was in July, but I wouldn't have started until August or so. I got hired as a caregiver from August until November, and although I loved it, it was really hard. And I took care of a 3-year-old autistic girl, and I loved her. She was the cutest little thing. Yeah, but this family also had a 5-year-old, um, and because I'm a nice person, I was like, okay, well, I guess I can take care of both of them, even though I wasn't expected to or required, Um, uh, but my kindness was taken for granted, and the parents expected me to take care of of both kids. I mean, it was okay. I mean, I certainly wasn't being paid for watching the second kid, which is a total bummer, really. Um, I but um, the wife um, was also uh, pregnant, and 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 she was going to give birth anytime soon, and so I was like their number one person to come over and take care of their children. Um, so maybe uh, like a month or 2 months after the baby was born, um, I ended up having to watch all 3 kids at the same time, which I mean really prepared me for motherhood. Um, but it was stressful, man. And the mom would constantly yell at me. It was really mentally straining. It was hard and rough, and I would talk to my boss constantly about this. Um, and and so I was happy to leave when when uh, when uh, my boyfriend at the time offered to um, fly me to Turkey, and because um, I wasn't able to get a Russian visa and he wasn't able to get an American visa. So we were talking about at that time while I was working um, to just meet in another country because we were tired of being in a long distance relationship. Um, and so, anyways, he um, decided that Turkey would be the best place for us to meet up. And so I was like, awesome! I will quit my job. It was a perfect excuse to, thank heavens. And so I put in my resignation, and then I worked for 2 more weeks, and then I was off. I basically packed up my life because I wasn't sure if I'd be returning home or if we were gonna like live in Turkey for a bit or whatever. We had no idea. We just wanted to meet each other again. Um, so in November, I think November 15th, sometime, I I I I flew from Arizona to Texas, Texas to Germany, and Germany to Turkey. I think it was like a 27-hour flight. all by myself too, without any data. But I made it safe and sound, and um, and then when I reached the Turkish airport, uh, Tarzan was waiting for me. We hugged and kissed, and that was only the second time I had ever met him in person, which is crazy to think about. So yeah, that's basically our story till now. And as I said, lived in Turkey 2 months, Egypt 7 months, and the Republic of Georgia, the country, for 10 months. And I'll go more in depth and tell you what the other countries are like or what I experienced there. So then that way my video won't be like an hour long. I'm sure y'all are kind of bored by this already. I don't know if anyone will watch it really, but I guess it'll be out there anyways. Okay, well, you can comment down below if you have any questions about traveling or about my romantic life. Not too personal though, you know. Just, stay above the boundary line. Don't get weird at all, okay? Or else I'll have to block you. Alright, well, thanks for listening. Bye.